Can't decide which celebrity cruise vacation to the Caribbean you'd like to take this year? Stay with us as we do a review of the Southern Caribbean with Celebrity Cruises. And as always, folks, if you enjoy this content, please like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you get notified each time we post new content. My guest today is Ann-Marie Gaudet, co-owner of Cruise Holiday Select. Ann-Marie specializes in cruises and escorted cruise vacations. A certified cruise specialist, Ann-Marie has been designing custom cruise vacations and escorted cruise vacations for satisfied clients and guests in Ontario, New Brunswick, and across Canada since 1998. Hi, Ann-Marie. Welcome back to RTE Travel Talk.
Good morning. How are you? Thanks for inviting me. I appreciate it. Always love to talk about cruising.
I'm sure. So, Ann-Marie, as you know, I'm an avid cruiser, and one cruise line in particular is near and dear to my heart. Now, a little bird told me that you might have some particular insight on that cruise line today. So, why don't you tell our viewers and listeners where you're broadcasting from?
I'm broadcasting from the beautiful Celebrity Equinox. We it's a 12-day Caribbean cruise, and we are at sea today, and it has just been an amazing cruise. So like you said, they're your favorite cruise line. They're mine too. I love Celebrity. They're classy but not stuffy. The food has been outstanding. The service outstanding. The ship itself is just beautiful, and I'm loving every single minute of it.
So, Ann-Marie, is this the first time you've been back on a cruise since the pandemic?
Actually, no. I was on a short little cruise in December on Royal Caribbean, but this is kind of my first full cruise since the pandemic. Absolutely, yes.
And how did we find it? Let's start right from the first. How was your boarding process?
Honestly, quick and easy. They were so organized at the pier. If you have your technology like a smartphone, it makes it a lot faster, but they're still, for those, that don't have the technology, they're still able to get you checked in quickly and easily, and you get on board, and you don't actually get your keys at the pier. You get on board, you come right up to your room, and your keys are in your cabin, and so you can drop off all your stuff. You've got your keys, you can go have lunch. I mean, literally, I think from arriving on the pier to getting to our cabin, 20 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, as long as you have all your paperwork in order,
right,
it's quick and easy.
And for those of us that have the tech, you probably highly recommend their app.
Yes. Yeah, it makes things so much easier. But I will admit, I mean, my sister's on this cruise with me, and she's older. So she's not quite tech savvy. So she just printed up all her, because they want to see your test, your negative COVID test. So she had just that all printed up, and so that they could see it. So it works either way, but it definitely is a lot faster if you have it on the app.
So in general, Ann-Marie, tell me a little bit about Celebrity Cruise Lines.
Celebrity is kind of right in the middle. They call themselves modern luxury, and that's exactly what they are. So they're not a luxury cruise line, say like a Regent Seven Seas, right, but they're also above some of the other Norwegian or Carnival. So they're kind of in the middle, which is what I love about them, because like I said, the food is like outstanding. The service, like honestly, the staff are so happy and thankful to have us back on board. They cannot do enough for you. They really cannot. The entertainment has been outstanding. The ship itself is just perfect size. Of course, cruising is always a personal choice, but for me, this is just the perfect size. I love everything about Celebrity. I really do. We've been to 3 of their specialty restaurants. I always say specialty restaurants are a nice treat. The food and service in the regular restaurant is just as good. I say to people, if you have a special occasion, maybe treat yourself to the specialty restaurants. They were honestly outstanding. When we went to Tuscan Grille, which is the Italian steakhouse, my daughter is with me too, and she was so full, she went right back to her cabin. She's like, I'm never eating again. It it's wonderful. Everything about this cruise line is just perfect. They have so many different types of entertainment, from Canadian comedians to Broadway style shows to duos or single singers in different areas. There's something for everybody.
In terms of specialty restaurants, you went to the Tuscan Grille. Where else did we go?
We went to Le Petit Chef, which is a very amazing, the food was amazing, first of all, but it's an interactive 4D kind of dinner experience where it's like a cartoon that is beamed onto your plate. And it's a little petite chef who is actually, like, we had lobster. So the little video is him catching the lobster and bringing it onto your plate and cooking it. And then all of a sudden he goes away and your lobster is there on your plate to eat. So it's a very entertaining venue to go for. I always recommend that, to try it at least once.
Right.
And then the other night we were at Murano, which is French cuisine. And once again, goat cheese souffle. I could have had 10 of them. They're my favorite, but every single thing was delicious.
An absolute 5-star dining.
Oh,
yeah.
Beyond, yes, it was amazing. Absolutely amazing.
So how long is this particular cruise that you're on?
My cruise is 12 nights.
Okay.
I have loved every single minute of it. We had 2 days at sea, and then we hit St. Croix, St. Lucia, Barbados, Grenada, Antigua. It was lovely. And then now we have 2 days at sea to go home, which I really love. Today is kind of like a day. And then tomorrow we'll still be relaxing, but it's our packing day. So I love the 2 days at sea at the end.
Gives you plenty of time to relax.
Exactly. I mean, I've cruised so much that a 7-night cruise, although I'll take a 7-night cruise, but a 7-night cruise just isn't enough for me anymore. I'm spoiled.
I hear you. So
yes,
this is a Southern Caribbean. For the benefit of our viewers and listeners, Ann-Marie, what's the difference between, you hear the word Southern Caribbean, you hear Eastern, you hear Western. What's the difference between the three types?
So basically a Western Caribbean hits more of, it leaves out of Florida.
Right.
And it hits more of like Mexico, Grand Cayman, Jamaica. Sometimes they'll go to Roatan. It kind of hits more that area. An Eastern, once again, out of Florida.
Right.
And it will hit more like the St. Thomas, St. Martin area. It tends to be have a few more sea days than islands to hit. And then I'm on a Southern Caribbean, which mine is 12 days. So it was still out of Florida. Another type of Southern Caribbean is where you fly into San Juan and you cruise out of San Juan. And that tends to be a lot more port intensive. Usually you only have 1 day at sea then. And it can hit the Southern islands, which is where we are. But we had the 2 days on either end to get there.
Right. It gets down a little closer to South America, I would expect.
Exactly.
If somebody was preparing for a Southern Caribbean cruise, is there anything in particular you would recommend?
If you only have the 7 days, definitely fly out of San Juan. The cruise price is generally the same as an Eastern or a Western. It's just the airfare tends to be a little bit more expensive because you're flying down to San Juan.
All right. So tell me, what's a do not miss if we're doing a Southern Caribbean? What's your favorite island or destination, or do you have one?
I would say right now my favorite was Grenada. We decided to do a beach day, and Grand Dance Beach is one of the most beautiful beaches I've seen. It was one of the islands that we didn't have to take an organized shore excursion through the cruise line. So they're very organized. We got off the ship and they're very organized at the pier because they're still very aware of COVID. The government has allotted certain taxis that are able to take passengers, and they've had to go through testing and they have to follow protocols. So we just grabbed a cab and he took us to Grand Dance Beach. It was just a gorgeous beach. And for $10, we were able to $20, two chairs and an umbrella. And we told him we'll come back in 3 hours. So he came back for us in 3 hours. And it was just an amazing day. It was beautiful, beautiful island. I mean, all the islands are beautiful, but I'm particular to Grand Dance. to Grenada. For tours, I would say I love Dominica because it's the waterfall island, so beautiful waterfalls to go see, and you can actually climb down and swim at the bottom of one of the waterfalls. So that's very lovely to do. Dominica, you had to take a shore excursion with the cruise line, so that's definitely a shore excursion I would recommend.
Okay. So is the ship crowded? How many people? Oh, you mentioned it. Like you mentioned that you like the size of the ship. What's the passenger complement on the Equinox, and why do you?
So normally on the Equinox, it's 2,800 people. Right now, there's 1,100. So there
Wow.
is plenty of room. I have been on the ship when it's been full too, and there's still lots of space. You're not fighting for a chair, to sit out in the sun. You may not get one by the pool, but there's plenty of room for everybody. But with 1,100 passengers on board, wow, it's like we're spoiled. We are absolutely spoiled. The ships still are not sailing at full capacity, and they're doing that on purpose. The captain comes on every day and talks to us, and so far on this cruise, there's been 0 COVID counts. So it's just become like home.
Right on. Right on. On that note, let's deal with the 800-pound gorilla on board the ship. What advice do you give our viewers and listeners that might be a little bit skittish about heading out on a cruise?
I can honestly tell you on board, I have not felt uncomfortable at all. So on board right now, you have to wear your mask when you are in the public places, not outside. So when you're by the pool or out on the walking track or anything else like that, no masks needed. When you are going to the restaurant, you have to wear your mask, but once you sit at the table, you take it off. When you're eating or drinking, anything like that, you just take off your mask. So as far as being afraid of catching COVID, I have no fear of that because everybody on board, it has to be vaccinated and has been tested, and the staff get tested every week. They get tested. They're all fully vaccinated, and they also are double masked. I do feel a little bit sorry for the staff because they are not allowed to get off the ship.
Oh, wow.
And I understand where that's coming from.
Yeah.
The cruise line don't want them going out and catching it out there and bringing it back.
Yeah.
But
Right
the
on.
cruise line is being so careful. So I have no fear of catching COVID here. The one difference between the cruise lines, all cruise lines, and resorts is that they have to send a report every week to the CDC, Center for Disease Control, and they have to give their numbers. If there was any cases, how many cases, things like that, where resorts don't have to. So I truly believe I feel safer on board this ship than I do even going grocery shopping, because I know everybody's vaccinated. I know they're taking precautions. When you go to a grocery store, you don't know, right?
What advice do you have for folks that want to go ahead and book a Celebrity Southern Caribbean or Caribbean cruise?
Personally, I have no qualms about it whatsoever. I honestly feel that they are taking this very, very seriously and are taking the precautions that are needed. If you are at all concerned, I mean, it's a personal thing, but honestly, you're safe. And if you do catch COVID, if it happens before you depart, they have their cruise with confidence. So if you go get tested the day before your cruise and it comes, heaven forbid, it comes back positive, Celebrity will give you back all your money. And even if you say you book and up to 2 weeks before you're to sail, you're still not feeling comfortable, you can cancel and get a future cruise credit in the full amount of what you've paid. So you're not going to lose any money. And I just feel that for 2 years we've been, it's been horrible. We need to start living life again, and if you're fully vaccinated and you're following the protocols, this last 10 days have just been, life has felt normal again. life I'm living life again. I'm enjoying life again. So, I say go for it. If you're not comfortable sailing now, book for next year, because I'm telling you, people are booking. They want to sail. And so next year at 2020, what year are we in? 2022, 2023 and 2024 are going to be crazy. The prices are going to go crazy. So now is the time to book. And I always suggest my clients book the refundable deposit and go for it. And let's live life and have joy again.
I hear you. I hear you. So tell me,
Yeah.
what's next in the mill for Ann-Marie on a cruise?
Well, I'm going to be home for 3 weeks.
Right?
And then my daughter and I are actually going on a Hawaii cruise. So 15 days out of LA. And we're looking forward to that. And then I'm home 3 weeks. And my husband and I are finally doing our South of France river cruise, which got canceled 4 times. But I'm positive it's going to go this time. And then in September, I have Egypt.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Yes.
If
And I do have a group on Celebrity for next January that's selling fast, and it's on Celebrity Silhouette, and it's doing a 10-night Caribbean.
are you escorting that one, or is
Yes, I am. It's
okay?
January 30th on the Silhouette.
Oh, excellent, excellent. Well, Ann-Marie, this has been very, very informative. If folks wanted to reach out to you about one of these cruises, upcoming cruises that you've got on the go, or a custom designed one, what's the best way to do that?
Probably the best way is to email me. I think you've been putting my email up there, or if not, you can go to my website and my email is on there. My email
Okay.
address is on there. We can set up a time to talk, or I can email you back with questions just to make sure that I'm getting you on the right product and on the right cruise. So email or call me, but email is usually best.
All right. Well, with that, I'm just going to wish you change. No, with that, I'm just going to change up my usual sign off just a little bit
Okay.
and ask you when you're done today to head down to the Lido deck
Okay.
and have a drink with an umbrella in it just for me.
Okay. I will. I definitely will. And I'll send you a picture.
All right. Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
Take care, Ann-Marie, and enjoy the rest of your cruise. And we'll see you when you get back.
Thank you. It's been lovely talking to you.
Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.
And that about wraps things up for today, folks. I'll leave Ann-Marie's contact information in the description for those of you that would like to reach out to Ann-Marie about a celebrity cruise. If you'd like to reach us, simply send a question to questions@realtravelexperts.com, visit our website, realtravelexperts.com, or leave a comment. We always respond. And as always, folks, if you enjoyed this content, a like, subscribe, and a ring of the bell helps us to spread the word and is very much appreciated. So until next time, happy travels.